when you're in this kind of work in development, it feels thankless. You have to understand that even if you give it your all, it is still not about you. Put yourself out there, put your work out there. It doesn't matter if you have your name on it. You're there, your spirit is there, your soul is there, your purpose and your essence is there, and that's enough.
Everybody, this is Reese Fernandez-Ruiz. Hi, Reese.
Hi, Jake. Hello, everyone.
The journey always starts from somewhere. So, what's the background of your Jesuit education?
Just the short story first. Ateneo de High School, and then Ateneo de Manila University, BS Management.
What did you want to do? Why did you take up business management? What did you want to do? What were the college level dreams?
I actually didn't know much. I don't know if anyone could definitively say during high school that they already know what they want to do with their lives. And that's fine if they do, that's good for them. But most of us, regular people, we didn't really feel that way. The decision of where to go and what to do, like as a course, it was very arbitrary for me, to be honest. I was like, what is the course that will make me, like, will help me wait so that I will know what to do with my life after?
Exactly what happened to me. That's exactly my choice. And I went into management.
Yeah, same.
I'm not sure I want to do business, but I was looking for something yeah, to
That's
create
broad
space.
enough, right? Yes.
Yeah, to figure things out.
Exactly.
So, longer story. What's the narrative? What was happening inside you throughout, I suppose, high school, college, where you ended up doing what you ended up doing?
The way the choices got shaped, like to what I'm doing now, just feels unexpected for me. But looking back, it made sense. Parang, kaya pala, ganito yung pinuntahan
Yeah.
ko. So like some parts of my current path were paved very early on in my childhood, when I grew up with my missionary worker single mom and experienced how it's like to have some uncertainty in the future because of a shaky present during that time. So we did not have a lot. We did have a secure home back then. So we stayed in a lot of churches, and the world just seemed kind of limited. So growing up was also tough. My teenage years were just extra toxic, I guess. Filled with uncertainty, violence, even bullying, and really
Mm-hmm.
faltering faith all over. And I eventually got to college, and I remember I really wanted to go to Ateneo de Manila University, but not because of the Jesuit values. I just wanted to get away from
Mm.
everything and start over.
Do you find that the the journey is more on the inside more than it is on the outside? Um, and
I think that
yeah.
makes a lot of sense. Kasi parang sometimes we think that the things that happen to us, those are the things that make us.
Mm-hmm.
But things always happen to everyone.
Yeah.
There will always be external things that will happen, whether you like
Yeah.
it or not. So the work is internal on how to process all of those things and hope that it makes you better. So ang galing nun that the work is internal.
Yeah, that's what you work on, diba? It's not what happens on the outside. It's how you work on the inside that makes a difference. But we can have the same difficult experiences. One says this is a deathbed curse, and the other one that says, wait, what is this teaching me, and how can I leverage this experience for something else?
So I wanted to break free and get out, but in the process, I realized that breaking free is actually digging in. Kaya andito ako ngayon, doing what I do, because of everything I've been through and how I chose to see them.
Uh-huh.
So I'm very sure that my Jesuit education and various immersions that I went through contributed greatly to the process of like seeing things this way. But it was a slow simmer, ha. Hindi siya agad-agad. So, I think the best kind of education is the one that seeps in without you noticing. And then before you know it, you know stuff. So that's when I realized that all of the different dots in my life, like, could
Would
put
connect.
together into, yeah, could connect into a whole story like this. So, like for example,
Yeah.
I didn't have a conventional childhood, but that actually gave me very deep insights on what it was like to have an uncertain future and to not have access to opportunities. So, just because you're born in a different circumstance. So, from there, I developed a passion for opening opportunities for others.
Can you walk us through the eventually founding Rags to Riches and what you're doing? What were you thinking? What was the, you know, what was the problem that was calling out to you? What did you want to share with other people, with those stakeholders? What's the
So,
story?
that was about 13 years ago. I was a fresh
Mm-hmm.
graduate, and I was ready. Like, my heart was really looking for something that will help me be of service in some way. During college, I was part of a class on business innovation, and we'd go to payatas and we would look for ways to help artisans there to just create like a business of sort. There was a group of artisans, mostly women, who were weaving foot rugs out of scrap fabric. And because they didn't have access to the market and they didn't have access to the supply of raw materials, they were only earning 10 to 16 pesos a day because they had to
Mm-hmm.
rely on so many middlemen in between them and the partners that they needed. So we saw that situation together with a then Jesuit priest. And then there were some other co-founders. We came together and formed Rags to Riches because of this social injustice that we saw that was happening. Um, because all of the other co-founders had their own thing already by the time that that was happening, that was starting, um, I was the one who stayed and
Mm-hmm.
really led R2R.
How young were you um, when you founded R2R as compared to all your other founders? And what do
Oh,
you think were your particular challenges as a young founder?
I was the youngest. I was I think 21 or 22
Mm-hmm.
when I started. It was really challenging because I had very little experience on leadership. Only in school, and that's different. Sometimes when you do good, there are so many quotes out there that would tell you that you will be thanked, that you will feel
Yeah,
good, but you know that's not always the case.
yeah,
In fact, that's often not the case.
yeah,
So when we're starting R2R, I also fell into that trap because I was young, impressionable, and needed a lot of affirmation. I thought that when I do something good, some people will have to be proud of me,
yeah,
they have to thank me because I'm doing this na nga out of the goodness of my heart eh.
yeah,
May ganong part, 'di ba? There's this entitlement of the giver.
yeah,
And immediately I realized, well, hindi immediately, pero very painfully, I realized na hindi siya ganon. Immediately, away agad kami ng artisans. Tapos,
whoa, yeah,
ang
whoa,
dami
yeah,
agad arguments, ganon. And
yeah,
then, I had to really dig deep inside me to understand that, this is not about you. You have to remember that they have been in that community from, like, even before you were born. And they were already subjugated and treated unfairly by so many people who you don't even know. So, if they don't trust you, even if you say that you're doing something good for them, that you're here for them, if they don't trust you right away, don't take it like as a personal attack.
yeah, yeah,
It's not. It's
yeah,
not about you.
yeah.
Because if you make it all about you, you will miss the message. So that's how I felt in the beginning. And that's how I realized that, okay, I have to leave the ego out. I'll just be here to serve.
Well, the big point you're making, which I've been finding important in my own life and in the practice of leadership, is the value of that self-awareness.
Yeah.
To be able to listen to yourself, understand, be aware that all these, that there are reactions, there are instincts, both productive and not productive, diba?
Yeah.
And to be able to own it, understand it, and transcend. Either you heal, you use it, you learn from it, and it's a constant process. Pero it's not. It's yeah. This is the theme of our conversation. It's the inner work, no? It's
Inner work and
what happens.
self-awareness.
Yeah.
I think yun parang one of the things that you probably know as a teacher, and you've worked with a lot of people, is that if you're not self-aware, it's hard for you to learn because you feel that wala, alam ko na yan, I got that already. Or there's nothing wrong. Either there's nothing wrong with me or this is how I am, accept me. Walang healing, walang growth, walang... So, self-awareness is just such an important ingredient in inner work.
Yeah, especially the work that we do, that we don't know where the finish line is, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's never ending work.
That's
Never
true.
ending work. Jesuit values, for me, some of the things that stuck with me when I reflect now is that idea of magis. Are you using your God-given talents honestly,
Yeah.
authentically, di ba? If your 100% looks like somebody's 50%, it does not matter. What matters is you gave your 100%. Uh, that sticks with me. Diba? That sticks
Nakakakilabot
with me.
yan. Nakakakilabot
Diba?
yan, Jake, because I've always thought of Magis before, when I was in college, as just exceeding expectations, doing more than what's required. And I guess that's part of the concept and essence of it. But I think you hit it na parang 100%. And it's some people are siguristas. They only give 100% if they know they're gonna get more in return.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
Magis
Yeah.
is not about that.
Yeah.
Magis is I'm gonna give it my all. And it doesn't matter if I get like 100 plus something back. I gave it my all and that's enough because it made me a better person. So parang that, the work in itself
Yeah.
is the value of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Ako, last question, Reese. Advice for the young at heart. Tips for uh, people figuring out what they want to do uh, in the college level.
Things that worked for me. I think I'll always go back to the theme that we've been talking about all this time, which is planting seeds. I've said this in some talks before because I love it so much. But there is a line in the song, in the musical Hamilton. It's what is a legacy? Legacy is planting seeds in a garden you never get to see. And that is just beautiful because you're just planting seeds. It doesn't matter if you see it, but you plant it anyway. And so you plant it with the best intentions, with the best heart, with the best values. And I think it's just gonna grow. Kasi minsan it's hard to figure out what you wanna do just yet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you plant seeds, things have a way of figuring things out. Kasi yun nga honestly, do whatever. Like, get to whatever profession you feel like going into first to experiment or to follow a friend, follow a girlfriend, follow a boyfriend, whatever. But when you're there or while you're getting through life, just plant seeds and be of service in whatever way possible. That's already, for me, that's a life well lived. Doesn't matter what your profession is. If you want to be a social entrepreneur, go. If you want to be a doctor, go. Kahit ano. But live with values, live with integrity, and live while planting seeds for the future.